My name is Hunter Jackson. I'm a fourth-year student here at Westminster. I'm hoping to graduate in the spring of 2022. I'm in the pastoral track, and my whole time here at Seminary, I have been married and I have 3 children. I grew up in a church tradition where the Old Testament was not really taught or preached, and so I didn't have really any understanding of it. Reading authors like Voss or Edmund Clowney really developed a hunger for me to learn how are these men preaching Christ and blessing the church through the Old Testament. And that's why I wanted to come to Westminster, because I knew that I would learn how to do it with studying the original languages and also with our courses. My call to the ministry, or my sense of a call, was shortly after my conversion. I was given a couple of books from a very close friend, and they were Reformed books, and it was my first interaction with Reformed theology, learning truly how sinful I was, my need for a Savior, and also learning how Christ, His work, was sufficient. I grew up in a church tradition where my standing with God was entirely dependent upon me. And so coming to an understanding of what the gospel is and who Jesus is was such a freeing moment for me. And I wanted to share that with family members, friends who had also been raised in similar traditions. And I would start finding myself in conversations with them about matters of the gospel, salvation, the peace that we have with the Lord, and how that is accomplished. And I started to desire pastoral ministry because I learned that I wasn't alone in having this crisis, and there was others who were uncertain about how to have peace with God. Though I was having this internal sense of a call, the external portion of that call was important to me as well, maybe even more important than an individual call. So it was important to hear from the men who serve in my presbytery. You are displaying gifts, you are growing, this is evidence of God's work, and to receive their support and investment in preparing for pastoral ministry. I would love to just be useful. I would love to serve the local church in such a way that the people of God would mature and grow into their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's what not only am I desiring, but it's my wife as well. We'd like to be at a local church and be there for a good amount of time. To the generous donors and partners, I would really like to say thank you. It was very important for me during my time in seminary to not be absent in the home or absent in the local church. And it's by your generous donations that I've been able to do that. I've been able to give myself to my studies without being absent. I get to help my wife and spend time with her, and also be around my children as they're growing, and also serve the local church. I wanted my seminary experience to not pull me out of those things. And so by your generous donations, I haven't had to try to hold together 3 different jobs to pay for things, and none of that would be possible if you were not so generous. And so I thank you for your investment in me personally and in your investment in the seminary.